guarantee you the librarians will kick us out on time. I'm married to one of them, and she won't care what the issue is. When we hit that time, the library's gone, right? It's my wife Leslie in the back. Number one is will of the people. That's paramount to me. An elected representative, if they are not representing the people specifically and bringing the information before the people, they're not doing their job. I do not believe in an omniscient government where the government's job is to know more than you. Their job is to inform you so that you can bring the feedback to the government. And that's ultimately what it is. So that's one of the things that has concerned me about local government. It's when I go to a meeting, there's more people here tonight than I have ever seen apart from a Utopia meeting at a city council meeting. They're just not there. And I think part of that is there's a little bit of apathy, and some of that I hope to re-engage people. That in the session, just like we're doing tonight, you should feel just as welcome to come and voice your concerns. That's pretty much the answer.
Thank you.
Well, it's a single issue problem. It's Utopia. I know if I ask for a raise of hands, a lot of people know what it is, but they don't understand the cross-collateralization of the debt and how that affects the city and what the impact is. And that's a big concern for me in the future because it burdens all the way to my grandchildren being age 40. So we have to look at, well, the grandchildren I don't have yet and don't want to have for many years, but yeah, it'll be a long time before that's taken care of. So as far as issues go, that's the primary one for me that I believe that people need to become more educated on, both from a perspective of the problem and the solutions and what you can do to benefit from the service. I mean, we have it. It's in our city. And a lot of people aren't taking advantage of a really decent service. And so that's one of the things that I would like to educate people more on in the city and make sure that they understand the implications of how we move forward, because they're almost out of money and we need to make sure that they survive. But the situation itself is not horrible other than the debt load. We carry a load that's going to go forward 33 years. Now, in order to deal with that problem, Centerville, and what I've advocated from the beginning, is we need to participate in the process of helping them understand how to run an actual business. It's been run like a pseudo-government agency where accountability just hasn't been there. You can look at the Auditor General's report from the state legislature and you can read those same conclusions that I've made for a long time. But correcting that process is business planning and business execution. Now that doesn't come from the candidates who are running, it comes from the folks in our community. I mean, you can look all over this community, we have a lot of successful business people. We have a lot of telecommunications people. I myself am a project manager. That's what I do. That's what my master's degree is in. But to solve this problem, we've got to get our best minds together, put together a business plan. And then once we have that in place, we need our mayor to go out and evangelize that to the other city councils. This is a unique year. If you've been watching any of the other council races, this issue has come up in every single Utopia city. So I see this as a pivotal year that we're going to have an opportunity for the cities to not be in a gridlock. They'll get together and they'll say, look, we're $254 million down at this point. How do we solve it? We know that UIA is almost out of money. We're not meeting our operational costs at this point. So how do we move forward? And that's going to be a combination of a business plan and all the cities together.
Thank you.
Well, we have to recognize that there are outside forces that are impacting Centerville. Well, we are the city in between. We're between Bountiful, we're between Farmington. Traffic continues to increase and everyone is advocating more and more transportation. Centerville needs to protect itself. We cannot be the shortcut from point A to point B. And we have a community that we enjoy. We're not really a bedroom community, but we're kind of off the grid as far as that goes. I'd like to see us maintain that as much as we possibly can. So that's going to be a way that we need to look at defending our community. We literally need to defend our community. If that's outside forces like UTA, light rail, whatever, we need to look at that. But there are transportation options that are going to be needed into the future. Where do we put those? So we have a new west side development that we are in the process of building out. And I think that's an area where that type of transportation option should be considered, not through the middle of our main street. But ultimately, the biggest thing I'd like to see is I'd like to see a pedestrian overpass as soon as possible. I see so many families wandering across that bridge with strollers and bikes. It scares me. It's going to be a tragedy if we don't do something now. You didn't give me a topic. Okay. I don't know how to react. Okay, Fruit Ninja, are we good?
Yeah.
We're doing Fruit Ninja beforehand. Okay, these I hate, so I'm going to come out front. So, who am I? I'm just a guy like everybody else. My talents are in project management. I've been an inventor, I've been a pilot, I've been a soldier, I've done a lot of things. But ultimately what I am is I'm a father and I'm a member of this community. When we moved here back in 2004, somebody said, hey, you got to come up to Davis County and check out Centerville. I said, Centerville? That's Davis County, right? Don't you need a visa on your passport to get into Davis County? I mean, I really hadn't spent much time up here. Well, when I got here with my wife, we were driving around and I thought I'd driven into a Joann store or a Quilted Bear because it was about this time of year and there were all kinds of decorations out and I didn't see any smashed pumpkins, I didn't see any graffiti. I saw an amazing community. And I said to my wife, we're moving here. And we have never looked back from that decision. I've lived in various countries, I've lived in various states, but this is where I call home. And as I go throughout the world, what I see is I see kind of anywhere USA. I can close my eyes, turn around, I'm in any mall in America and I'm seeing places that are the same. But I know when I get to Centerville, and that's important to me. That's why I'm here, is because of that feeling. We actually paid top dollar for our house. I didn't really even argue. So that's the price, great, that's our home. And it's been fantastic. I've loved the fact that my children, when I get home, I can say, where's Ann? I don't know. Well, it's dinner time. Well, she's getting fed somewhere. And then I've come home and I've seen the same thing where, I can hear them munching and I'm not sure what's going to be left when the kids are done. That's important to me and I want to preserve that. I want the next generation, which is already happening, I love it. We've got a kid across the street, a little kid named Cody and Hunter, and the two of them, Cody is about yay high and he just says, I want to see the kitty, and he goes right into my house. Doesn't ask, but he knows it's a safe place. And that's what makes our community great. That's worth preserving. That's why I'm up here. I see there are plenty of things that can impact us negatively. I see a lot of positives. We have something special here. It's worth preserving. It's worth maintaining for all the generations that come after us. Because as you go to other communities, they're no longer friendly. They don't know each other. I can talk to my friends who live in various countries and they'll live in an apartment building with 4,000 people and they can't even tell you the name of the person who lives across the hall from them. I don't like that. I like the fact that my neighbors are coming over to me and dropping off more zucchini than an army can eat. That's what's great. So ultimately, what do I want from this election? I'd like to see people in office that can do the job I think they're going to do. And people I trust. People like Stephanie Ivy, Larry Wright. I think that I can go to Larry as our mayor and say, Larry, this is what I need done. This is what I think we need in terms of project management wrapped around Utopia. Go make it happen. And I know he will. And when he comes back, there'll be results. Stephanie, same thing. If I have an opinion, she's going to tell me hers, and between the two of us, we're going to be able to come up with solutions. So that's ultimately what I want from this election.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.